For over 3 decades, Anambra State was an epicenter of crime. Vicious kidnappers, cutthroat armed robbers, child traffickers, and psychotic drug dealers had the entire state on a lockdown. The once beautiful Upper Iweka, with its crossroads appeal, suddenly assumed the unofficial crime capital of the southeast region, while the ancient city of Onitsha became the face of everything that was bad and ugly with Igbo land. A gale of successive crime waves occasionally swept through the commercial city of Onitsha like a bad breath. From Boys Oye to the dreaded Bakassi Boys, down to the iron reign of Deriko Nwamama, Anambra was a prototype of a dysfunctional society that no one wanted to visit. Businessmen and women, as well as investors, fled the state in droves. In fact, the situation got out of hand when an incumbent governor was kidnapped.
So when we came out from the government house, our convoy was leading, the commissioner of police was there, the director SSS in the state was there, and so many other persons. Instead of branching into the Pune Square, we went to the guest house to Doka Estates. That was where I was to be kidnapped and drugged. The injection was ready to put me to sleep. I would sleep for maybe 3 days.
All these happened before the governor of Anambra State, His Excellency Chief Willie Obiano, took the oath of office on March 17, 2014. In keeping with the promise in his inaugural address, Governor Obiano did not waste time to roll out his security blueprint for Anambra State.
In the area of security, Anambra will be different under my watch. Not only shall we redraft the operational model of the entire security apparatus of Anambra State to ensure a lightning response, we shall also reorient our people to see that every citizen has a role to play in the security of our community. The concept of community policing, or what is better known as vigilante groups, has worked well in Anambra. The next challenge, however, is to retrain, re-equip, refocus them to meet the dynamics of our time. Along the same line, we will strengthen the police and law enforcement agencies in the state to enhance their efficiency and response to distress calls.
The first State Security Council meeting, chaired by the governor on his second day in office, cast a beam of light on the complexities of the challenges of security in Anambra State. Here, the governor presented his vision and commitment towards a safe Anambra.
We have said and said severally that there's no room for any criminal in Anambra. We are going to go after everybody, and we are going to arrest, detain, prosecute, convict where the court does allow, all the criminals that are there. We are donating many more patrol vehicles, that will be patrolling all the streets in Anambra on 24-hour basis. We are also digging in at major former trouble spots to ensure that the criminals will not come back.
Barely 3 weeks after his inauguration, Governor Obiano convened a security summit anchored on the theme, Security, the Panacea for Economic Development. Headlined by Moshe Kainon, a world-famous Israeli security expert, it was from this effort that a new security architecture was fashioned out for Anambra State, which led to the formation of Operation Ochapu, a highly trained, re-equipped and well-motivated task force which comprises of the Army, Navy, Police, NDLEA and other relevant security outfits in the state.
He too has created an enabling environment for all the security agencies to come together, created an enabling environment for all the security chiefs to rub minds, to sit down, to brainstorm and to exchange information and to work out modalities of how we are going to go about fighting crime. If we have challenges, we all sit down together, we all collaborate, we cooperate, and we synergize, and we collectively tackle crime in the state. That has gone a long way to help create this impression, and a right impression too, that Anambra is the safest state in the country.
To beef up security in the rural areas, the state's community vigilante law was reviewed, which led to the creation of community security committees in each of the 178 communities in the state, with its traditional ruler as chairman.
One fundamental step he took, which maybe only the traditional rulers may recognize, is the fact that he spearheaded the amendment of the vigilante law, the state vigilante law, which hitherto was a bit confused in terms of who is the primary authority in the community. And the amendment was very unequivocal that the traditional ruler is the first and foremost, and he is the primary authority in the community. And as such, he becomes the chairman of the vigilante committee, and everything else revolves around him. The traditional ruler is not the sole authority because he leads a community and he has to work with his community. But the recognition that he is at the forefront and he is the leader was very important. And I think it was through his intervention that that amendment was carried out. And that law also has created a state environmental, a state vigilante committee, which again hadn't existed before then. And the vigilante committee is a statewide basis, but is operating at the local level. So each community has its own vigilante committee, of which the traditional ruler is the chairman. And it's part and parcel of the overall security arrangement in the state, which has been applauded all over the country.
The vigilantes work hand in hand with the police, Operation Ochapu, and other security outfits in the state to provide watertight protection for lives and property in the state.
So what we are doing, as a matter of fact, has to do with complementary role. We are complementing the efforts of the security agencies, that's the state actors, the police and the SSS and the military. And essentially, police force plays a supervisory role. There is no way we can operate without the police. So the vigilante law is very, very clear about that. We collaborate with the police in most things we are doing, and they supervise all our operations. And that is why I would say we are really different in this state.
Having been included into the state security framework by Governor Obiano, the NDLEA is now better positioned, using the state's information gathering network to crack down on the people who trade in illicit drugs.
Armed robbery, drugs. Kidnapping, drugs. Rape, drugs. Even those who do 419, drugs. Prostitution, drugs. Murderers, drugs. Just name it. There's no crime. There's no crime that is being committed that is not associated, that does not have element of drugs. So to me, the admission of the command into the Security Council by the governor made me see him as somebody who was determined to confront the issue of insecurity. Because if you exclude drugs, if you exclude NDLEA from Security Council, then you are not yet ready to fight crime and criminality.
And in no time, the results of the governor's drive to rid Anambra of criminals became evident. Kidnapping ring, armed robbery gangs and drug syndicates were smashed. Forgers of vehicle number plates and child traffickers have been arrested. To serve as a deterrent, Governor Obiano invoked the necessary laws that empowers the state to impound properties that were acquired from the proceeds of ransom monies paid to kidnappers. Upon his directive, Bulldozers move in and pull these buildings to the ground. This served as loud warning to the underworld that truly a new sheriff has come to town. Governor Obiano reclaimed the once dreaded Opiweka, which used to be the crime capital of the southeast, and turned it into a garden of peace.
Okachasi Opiweka no ko obodo doro obo otu ọ dị before ka ọ dị kịta no so o mere Opiweka bịa juo oyi dị mma ofuma.
It's what like this before. Yes, that's why I said he's a man of his words. People were so frightened within this environment, but from the time he got into that seat, it was a very big difference. Yes, in terms of security.
He also cleaned the entire state and quickly repositioned Anambra as Nigeria's safest state. Now, in Anambra State, a new sense of freedom reigns among the people. Residents of the three major cities of Onitsha, Nnewi and Awka, and all other communities feel totally free to go to sleep with both eyes closed. This accounts for the sharp rise in economic and social activities witnessed in the state in recent times. Organizing a roadshow to tighten his grip on the security situation in the state, Obiano convened security fundraising gala nights in Awka, Lagos, and Abuja, where the Anambra turned out in their numbers from the professional cadre to captains of industry who were shown his exploits in securing Anambra State and presented with his vision to create a peaceful, safe, and secure atmosphere that would make the state attractive to investors. As is in character with his passionate drive for excellence, Governor Obiano did not rest on his oars after imposing himself on the security situation in Anambra State. He took the battle beyond the state and turned it into a regional agenda. He did that when he convened a regional security summit involving the 4 other states in the Southeast and Delta State. All the governors of the southeastern states and Delta State heeded his call for this all-important discourse. Also present were top national security operatives. Together, they judged on ways to stem the tide of regional criminality, as miscreants and criminals had fled Anambra to seek refuge in the neighboring states, and there was the need to ensure that neighboring states do not harbor such hoodlums, as it would impact negatively on the region's economy.
I think that it is very, very welcoming that he has invited us to this summit, because I know that in combating crime we need to talk together. I know that we need to discuss our problems, and that is why it's very, very important that we actually take this summit very seriously. Security is the bedrock of governance. There's not much you can do in governance without ensuring that there is peace. There's not much you can do when there is crisis in your state or in your various communities. I believe that by bringing the security agencies together first, and then bringing the public, the leadership of the communities as represented by our traditional rulers, we are taking a step in the right direction.
To boost effectiveness of the Nigerian police and further enhance security in the state, Governor Obiano donated 25 new specially equipped crime-fighting vehicles, special kits, speed guns to the Nigeria police to wage an all-out war against criminals.
Of course, you know, and everybody knows that police needs equipment and all the necessary tools to perform their duties. And Anambra's command is very blessed with that, with the contribution from the governor of the state. So it's a very unique state. We are just like a state in the United States of America. We have all that it takes to fight crime and criminality, thanks to the governor of the state. And like I've always said, to whom much is given, much must be expected. So we expect a number of people to demand from us that we will protect them, we create an environment for them to go about their peaceful duties and businesses. And we also expect them to demand from us
that they should and must sleep with their 2 eyes closed, always.
The patrol cars can be seen parked in strategic locations throughout the state, day and night, ready to respond to a distress call from every corner of the state.
2:30 to 3 a.m., the governor called me, the commissioner of police in Anambra State, and he complained that they had just snatched a handbag belonging to a lady at Upper Iweka. That is to show you the passion that the governor has for security. And so, I can assure you that the government and the governor of this state have created the enabling environment for me to perform my duties. Because what I see in the governor is an embodiment of passion for fighting crime and criminalities. And as a commissioner of police, I will have no option than to do that.
In his quest to ensure an almost absolutely safe state for the Anambra, especially those who live in the rural areas, Governor Obiano in December 2016 donated 50 high-speed motorbikes to the Nigeria police. The motorbikes outrun most vehicles and are equipped with high-tech communication gadgets with the capability to connect the state security network. Encouraged by its successes, the Obiano administration on the 1st of June 2017 provided another 100 set of motorbikes. In addition, the policemen are equipped with helmets and special protective gears as part of the package. Receiving the motorcycles, the Inspector General of Police, Idris Ibrahim, thanked the governor for his partnership and said that Governor Obiano's exploits in ensuring security for the Anambra was quite commendable.
I know you have been setting pace, in the area of security, and you are one of those that have taken serious the issue of providing security for the citizens of this country. And I think we said we have to appreciate you for that. You are introducing this new innovation, using motorbikes to fight crime. We have seen in some other parts of the world, you have this kind of units, they call them motorbike brigades. Motorcycles are very, very important because they can penetrate everywhere. They can beat traffic jams. So they are very, very important. So I'm happy, Your Excellency, to have introduced this system in this your state. And obviously, in any field I've made comment before. I believe that you are one of those governors that will help to subdue criminality in Nigeria. Issue of kidnapping has been very, very low in your area. And I think in one of the presentations I made, we are giving you as an example of those that were able to conquer most of this criminality in Nigeria. Your Excellency, obviously we have to appreciate this. You have taken the issue of security to the people very, very seriously. And we can see from some of the innovations you have made. And very, very important also is the giving of rain cape to our police officers. We are in rainy season now. You have policemen along the roads, in the township roads, all over the federation. And I believe this one area, you are setting a good example, of governors that have taken the welfare of police very, very seriously. And I want to appreciate that, Your Excellency.
Anambra is blessed with magnificent rivers and lakes that lead into other states. Obiano saw the need to secure Anambra from the incidents of robbers who use the waterways to launch attacks. Collaborating with the Nigerian Navy in Onitsha on security of the waterways, the Obiano administration donated a high-speed, well-equipped gunboat to the Nigerian Naval Outpost in Onitsha, so the Navy would be better equipped to tackle the menace of criminals who use the waterways in the state to carry out their nefarious activities.
We are integrated into the state's internal security outfit, Operation Pochaku, and jointly or with other security agencies, we aid the civil authority or the civil power in ensuring law and order and the security of the states. The outpost embark on aggressive patrols both the waterways and on land. And these patrols, particularly in the waterways, are in form of fixed station patrols, where we station our boats at different observation posts and points, and stop and search. And this has yielded positive results. State government has been very, very supportive, and the outpost owes its gratitude to the state government and the good people of Anambra State for the support and hospitality which have greatly assisted in carrying out its duties.
Periodically, the governor also employs the use of a helicopter from the Nigeria Police for the aerial surveillance of the state. As it hovers over the skies of Anambra, it reinforces the people's new sense of safety. Another effective leg of Obiano's non-conventional approach to security in Anambra State is a bottom-up surveillance network that involves a complex architecture of invisible eyes of community-based civil operatives that sniff out criminals for the conventional security agencies. Criminals have mostly fled from the stalking presence of this shadowy network. While in the Anambra go about their daily businesses, they are oblivious of the fact that the Obiano-led administration has a 24-hour surveillance team in the state looking out for criminals who from time to time test the resolve of the Obiano administration's security arrangement. Recently, kidnappers abducted the co-owner of this nightclub as he went about his business. Immediately, the state security was alerted, and within 48 hours, they had tracked the criminals and secured his release, with two of the kidnappers meeting their Waterloo.
With the kind of encouragement given by our governor, Chief Obiano, with the encouragement he has given, people are now willing, because you now sensitize them. And that is why there is no hiding place for kidnappers in the state. It's not possible. Because the moment you are cited in the report is made. In most cases, they arrest, even physically. They are involved in physical arrests.
Today, Anambra State is not only adjudged to be the safest state in Nigeria, but Obiano's security manual has become the most sought-after document by other states in Nigeria.
We know that before this dispensation, Anambra used to be a place where people are afraid to go. But presently, I am happy to say that Anambra State suddenly has become the center of peace and tranquility. Today, Onitsha, that used to be a very tough place for visitors, has a 24-hour life. Kidnapping is gone, robbery is gone out of Anambra State, peace has returned to the extent that Anambra is now the highest receiver of foreign direct investment in the whole southeast of Nigeria, and maybe one of the highest in the country. Presently, its program security is the best in the country. I have not seen any state that has transformed from such difficulties onto, such glory in terms of peace. And without peace, you can't develop. And I recommend Anambra as a model for northern Nigeria. Each of the states in the north and other parts of the country have security challenges. They need to come and study the Obiano formula. Obiano formula, a leader that is serious and will not tolerate misfeasance, will not tolerate indiscipline and insecurity in his state, because he knows that when that creeps in, you can say bye-bye to development.
In our history, our governor Megoli for Melo, name 3 years. Anambra, where is so safe? Nimali again at Bayale and where is for Bona. Nde Chibulachi, Famali Kefa, Manayama, Abiago Megane, Gopieno. And if I know Kuzibobu, no maybe, can if in a Mesilia, Obiano, the more Fuma, only another 4 years. After 4 years, then when vacancy, and when the natural age, Fabia Sobacozono, Manakita, Ivana, Wafandia number and a kind of Wapunodono, Wadobiano. 4 years, all state I can get if I naturally kita, or as it's your security, it's your prosperity. Period.
All things considered, the story of the new Anambra State under the competent leadership of Chief Willie Obiano is the story of a rose that has grown from his concrete, well-thought-out security blueprint. It is a story of resilience, focus, and determination. But it is also a story of triumph, as Anambra completes a 180 degrees journey from the cesspit of crime and criminality to the beacon of light on a hill, spraying dazzling rays across the landscape to attract investors, fun lovers, and chroniclers of history to her many commercial cities and tourism treasures.